Yo, hey, this shit easy, nigga. Hey, all I'm talking about, nigga, I'm still out here trying to get it.
Contender Regime Boxing, checking back in with y'all, man. What's good? So, Jaron Boots Ennis, one of the most incredible talents in the sport of boxing, a rising star, a guy who I believe will eventually be the #1 pound for pound fighter in the sport of boxing. I think he's that good, he's that skilled, he's that talented. Only thing we gotta see is him versus the elite competition. Guys that are, around his talent ability. It's hard to say if anybody is as God given gifted as he is, but as far as like experience, skills, just competing at that high level, we want to see him against those guys. Want to see him get his chin tested. See him in the late round. See him, be able to go the distance and really have to fight tooth and nail versus the best of the best. But as far as the eye test, everything checks out, man. The brother looks amazing in that ring. I love his dedication to the craft. I love his father as a coach. He does a great job with Jaron Ennis, man. Always got him working. They just got this work ethic and this dedication and this hunger to be the best. You see that a lot of young fighters that are hungry and on the cusp of actually becoming something, becoming a star, becoming a world champion, getting in that limelight and getting an opportunity to showcase your skills on the highest of levels. And I think that's where Jaron Ennis is right now. Will he carry that on once he does become a champion? Because he will inevitably be a world champion. Will he carry that on once he becomes a world champion? Will he keep that hunger? I think he will, just by listening to the guy, man. I think he really loves this shit. He ain't doing this just for the money. He really love boxing, and he really love like being in that gym and working. So I think those ingredients are a recipe for greatness. So hopefully he continues that on. But he does have another fight coming up on January 7th. He's actually gonna be competing on Gervonta Tank Davis's undercard versus Luis Hector Garcia, or Hector Luis Garcia, on pay-per-view. So it's a great opportunity for Jaron Boots Ennis to fight on a pay-per-view undercard and really get an opportunity to show what he can do, because Gervonta Tank Davis, he really does bring people out to his fights. People tune in to Tank Davis's fights. He's an incredible fighter himself, very exciting, very talented guy, and he has a following, and he has people that rock with him. So this is gonna give Jaron Ennis to have an opportunity to get that same type of light shed on him, because he's building a nice following as well, slowly but surely. So he's getting in there versus a guy named Jaron CHUKHADZHIAN. I think I'm saying that right. CHUKHADZHIAN or CHUKHADZHIAN. A guy from the Ukraine. He's 21-1. He lost his second fight versus a guy who had debuted at that time. You could tell he didn't have a hell of a lot of experience. I don't think he was an Olympian or anything like that, but lost his second fight, but he's won every fight since then. His last 4 or 5 fights have been by stoppage, though he doesn't have a lot of knockouts. His knockout ratio is 50%, 21 wins with 11 knockouts. So he's been doing this thing, man, but haven't really been fighting anybody, haven't been in there with no stiff competition, but he's been winning, which afforded him an opportunity to get into this position for a title eliminator in the IBF rankings. Now, Jaron Ennis said that he was supposed to fight Imantas Stanionis. That's the fight that he wanted. Of course, he wanted the Keith Thurman fight. We know Keith Thurman don't really want no smoke with Jaron Ennis, as do most of these other guys. They don't, really want to get in there with Jaron Ennis. And it came down to it to where Imantas Stanionis, we know that he's taking step-aside money from Errol Spence and Team Spence to allow Spence to continue to chase greatness and go after Undisputed. Imantas Stanionis being the regular WBA champion, from my understanding, Virgil Ortiz, who is also ranked in the WBA. He is looking to get a fight with Imante Stanionis. I guess Golden Boy and Oscar De La Hoya finessed and made a play to put him in that position, which I think that's a great fight. I can't wait for that if that's actually going to be the case. I would love to see Ortiz versus Stanionis. That's a hell of a fight. But I would have loved to see Jaron Ennis get that opportunity even more. You know, an undefeated guy up and coming that's, you know, done grab a level of a title. And I just think that would have been a great opportunity for Jaron Ennis to get in there with somebody who's a live dog. So nonetheless, he's fighting this guy, Jaron CHUKHADZHIAN, and I really don't know much about him. I watched a couple of fights that they got on YouTube. I watched this fight that he had with this guy named Ali Faneka. And it wasn't a really exciting fight. CHUKHADZHIAN, in my opinion, he really don't have a whole lot to him. He's a patient boxer. He likes to wait on you. He's a counter puncher. He tries to go to the body every now and then. Very patient guy. Really likes to allow his opponents to be first, which is going to be a detriment versus a guy like Jaron Ennis, because Jaron Ennis will be first. He will be first. So I think that he's going to struggle a lot with Jaron Ennis. The size of Jaron Ennis, the hand speed, the power, the physicality of Jaron Ennis, the aggressiveness of Jaron Ennis, I think he's going to struggle with. So it's going to be very interesting to see what type of game plan Jaron and his team comes out with. It's shit crazy, the man named Jaron. Maybe I'm saying it wrong. Maybe it's Karen or Karen or some shit like that, but I'm calling him Jaron because that's how it's spelled. You feel me? But you know, it's gonna be very interesting to see what type of game plan they come out with. Like, you know, is he really here to win? Is he really here to solidify himself as an IBF mandatory to get an opportunity to, most likely it ain't gonna be Errol Spence, because Errol Spence want to be undisputed and get the fuck up out of 147. Hell, he might even move up before he fight again at the division. So 9 times out of 10, the winner of this fight ain't finna fight Errol Spence next, because Errol Spence is possibly gonna fight Keith Thurman, and then if he does stay at welterweight, it's only gonna be for Terrence Crawford. Other than that, he's gonna be up at 154. But it will give them claims to the title. So this is a very important fight for both guys. So my question again, will Jaron rise to the occasion? What is he gonna present to Jaron Ennis to put him in that position? You know, will he come in and just lay down? You can't say it's really for a paycheck. He's probably gonna get paid more than he ever got paid in any other fight. But again, Jaron Ennis is still building his platform. So, you know, his opponents ain't making a whole hell of a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? So can we say it's for the check? Is this guy gonna come in there and go for broke and give it his all? But, you know, again, that his all, 2 of him, might not even be enough. You know what I'm saying? So it's gonna be very interesting to see what this guy brings to the table. I think he's already down right now because of his style and how reluctant he is to engage, and how I think he's a passive fighter. He's patient, which can be good, but versus Jaron Ennis, you got to be a little bit more sturdy in there. You got to be a little bit, you know, you want to be patient, of course, but you can't be a guy that just sit back and wait and just wait and just wait, because Jaron Ennis has some of the best offense in the sport. One could argue, even though he ain't had the competition, one could argue that just off of film, he is the most impressive offensive fighter in the sport, and he can do everything. There's no punch that he can't throw. There's no angle that he can't hit you at. You know, and the brother got power in both hands. You dig what I'm saying? So there's no look that Jaron Ennis can't give you from an offensive perspective. So I really don't see much that this guy Jaron can do. I'm going to be honest with you, man. I think it's going to be another body. You know, Jaron Ennis calls himself Mr. Catch a Body, and I think this is just another body. The same shit I told you he was going to do to Castillo Clay is probably going to be worse this time. You know, I had people in the comments saying, man, you don't really know about Castillo Clay, man. You know, man, he pretty good. But the same shit Jaron Ennis went in there and did, that man he didn't even sweat. I didn't see one drizzle of sweat on that man's face in that Castillo Clayton fight. He went in there and got the boy up out of there. You feel me? So I think he's going to do the same shit here. It's just another body. That's what I think. I think Jaron Ennis is gonna go in here and blast him out of there less than 4 rounds, maybe even 3, maybe 2. And but I would like to see him carry him just a little bit. You know what I'm saying? It's a showcase fight. It's an opportunity, but how much of Jaron Ennis showcasing his skills can Karen take? You know what I'm saying? I think Jaron Ennis might go into this fight just trying to, carry him, let off some shots. Because I've seen Jaron Ennis disappointed before that guys couldn't last when he fought Thomas Delorme. He was clearly upset that he wasn't that he knocked the dude out so fast because he wanted to show off the shit he'd been working on. So hopefully he does get that opportunity this time, man, and get a chance to show off some shit. And hopefully Karen can be a little bit more durable. Maybe take him 7 rounds. The man ain't been past 6 rounds. Take him 7. Take him 8 rounds. Take him 9. Now this is wishful thinking. It ain't gonna happen, But we'll see. We'll see. But I just wanted to talk to y'all, man, and tap in with y'all and see what did y'all think about this matchup. What did y'all think about his opponent? This is everything that I know about Karen CHUKHADZHIAN. And maybe you guys have a little bit more of a backstory. Maybe you guys have followed him a little bit more. Came out of nowhere for me to do. Don't even have a profile picture on a PBC platform. So, it came as kind of hit me out of nowhere. I never heard of the guy. Maybe you guys have a little bit more information than I do. But this is everything that we, as of right now, know about Karen CHUKHADZHIAN. So y'all let me know what y'all think down in the comments. What do y'all think about this matchup? Do you think that this guy can pose any type of danger to the phenomenal young talent that is Jaron Boots Ennis? And after this fight, if Ennis is successful, just being realistic, we could possibly have Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford both going up to 154. Both guys have made it very clear that that's something that they plan on doing, obviously for Errol Spence, but even Terrence Crawford in a recent interview said that 154 is clearly, he said, no doubt, that's clearly in his future. So we'll see what happens, man. But, what y'all think is next for Jaron Boots Ennis after he gets this victory? Will it be for a vacant title? And who would that be against? Will they automatically elevate him as the champion if there isn't a viable opponent to fight him for that vacant title? So y'all let me know what y'all think, man. Contender Regime Boxing. I'll holler at y'all boys, man.